So I think we've all contended with the fact that whoever Biden does pick as his VP is going to be terrible. It's not going to be anyone truly on the left. I mean, he might be friends with Bernie personally, but he certainly doesn't agree with many of his friends' policies or worldviews. But the worst of the worst is if he goes with Kamala, it's like, please don't. I mean, that is like literally as tone deaf as you could possibly get in the time we're living in. I mean, that's going to be the tough on crime duo. I mean, the sad irony is Republicans would love that if both of them had an R next to their name, they would love that. But because somehow they have the D next to their name, they get called the far left, which is like absolutely laughable. It's like, I wish they were. This is not me saying it. This is in her own words.
Build more schools. We protest. Build more schools, less jails. Put money into education, not prisons. There's a fundamental problem with that approach.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
And it's this. I agree with that conceptually, but you have not addressed the reason I have 3 padlocks on my front door.
Reactionary.
So part of the discussion about reform of criminal justice policy has to be an acknowledgement that crime does occur, and especially when it is violent crime and serious crime, well, there should be a broad consensus that there should be serious and severe and swift consequence to crime.
That sounds like a Republican, don't you think?
System. But the senator has one big problem: her long record as a law and order prosecutor. Harris's new memoir, The Truths We Hold, makes no mention of her past as an old school drug warrior, a defender of dirty prosecutors, and a political opportunist who has made life more dangerous for sex workers. Harris doesn't apologize for her previous stances, even those she now disavows. Instead, she's decided to try and convince voters that she has always been a progressive prosecutor.
How do you reconcile your contradictory past with what you claim to support today?
I've been consistent my whole career.
Here are some of the stories.
Yeah, consistently wrong. Here's the last.
Something else it's past time we get done is dismantling the failed war on drugs, starting with legalizing marijuana.
Your opponent, Ron Gold, has said that he is for the legalization of marijuana recreationally. Your thoughts on that?
That he is entitled to his opinion.
Harris is a former drug warrior who is now refashioning herself as pro-legalization.
She was to the right of a Republican, of her Republican opponent. I mean, that's just like Biden being to the right of Reagan. He had to push Reagan to be more hawkish on the drug war. See that this is exactly what the like MSNBC bourgeois limousine liberal types are hoping that you don't look into. They think, and this gets to the core of the point that I'm trying to make, that they think that the olive branch to us, like the Bernie left, they think the olive branch to us and the only reach out is, oh, she's a black woman, so therefore, yay, diversity, and they're hoping that we don't do a deep dive into their policies. And that's just so degrading and insulting to our intelligence. It's like, either they don't get the internet at all, or they do get it and they're just bitter about it, because it's like, God damn it, we can't just get the peasants to fall in line, and we can't just like come up with some used car salesman, stuff like we could in 1986 to make them believe that we're on our side. Like, God damn it, they're doing their own research now. But the most important takeaway from this is that's just, what a huge middle finger that would be to everyone who's, including myself, everyone who's protesting right now, who's standing up to all this, police injustice. That's like saying, hey, here's what you're gonna get 2 tough on crime Democrats. How do you like that? Not only are we not going to defund the police, not only are we going to not revamp the system, we're going to give them more money. We're going to lock people up for more small offenses, for more nonviolent drug crimes and things like that. How do you like them apples? Because what any of them are going to do, the most you're going to get from like the MSNBC crowd, which we are getting, is like the symbolic window dressing kind of, police reform, like, yay, we're going to hire more minorities, or we're going to paint Black Lives Matter on the street. But, are we going to, but are we going to do the nitty gritty hard work? Are we going to prosecute cops when they break the law? Are we going to make the hiring process? Are we going to make the hiring process a lot more difficult? Are we going to do any of that stuff? No, we're just going to like do the bare minimums. We're going to take statues down, and then we're going to hope that you're just going to go away and stop protesting and stop bothering us, and pretty soon it's going to go back to normal. Well, it's like, it doesn't matter who the president or the VP is. If there's still police violence, it don't matter. Even if, like I said, even if you fire all the cops, if you fire every single cop right now and then you rehire them, but it's the same hiring practices, well, guess what? Nothing's going to change. Now, that same kind of focusing on identity and nothing else, it's the same. I got to do it this way because the blocker will come up. No, but it's the same thing it's the same focusing on identity and nothing else that they did with Pete, thinking that we're suddenly going to, oh, he's a gay millennial, so we're going to like him for that reason and that reason alone. I mean, the MSNBC, boomer liberal types, they loved him. And what they didn't understand is that people that are gay or people that are millennials, I think we hated him more than anything. One or both of us. I mean, it's like, okay, just because he's not a straight guy, and just because he was born in the 80s, and just relating to myself, just because, he probably grew up with some of the same TV shows than me, it doesn't mean that and that alone is reason to like him. In fact, if you push someone like that on us, chances are we're going to hate him even more. But the very final point that I'll make, and I always say to people, like, why do you think that we like Bernie so much? Why do you think that we backed him, supported him? It's not because, like, oh, he's so sexy, or, oh, like, he's so hip and cool. He's so down with technology. He's so down with he's down with internet slang and down with technology. It has nothing, we could care less. That has nothing to do with it. It's all policy based, because everything that he supported or he was pushing for directly impacted either us or people that we know, or even if it has nothing to do with me, I could care less. I could care less whether it helps me personally or not. It's because I care about other people. It's not, the world's not just myself, imagine that. And his rallies were unbelievable. And that, and just to dispel a lot of the popular myths, it's not like everyone that supported him or that backed it. It's not like everyone was like some white burn bro or was some, 20-year-old or some, it was the most diverse, like, race, age, background, everything. I mean, literally look at that. That's, it's like a Def Leppard or Bon Jovi concert in 1987. And it was just as electrifying as that too. I mean, because even if we were all strangers, we were all, had a common vision, had a common, as policy goals, the way we wanted the way we wanted to leave a better world than the one we have right now. And it wasn't just a cult of personality. It wasn't all about him. He just happened to be the vessel for that. If, had it been anyone else, and anyone who's like him, we support too. And it's like, to go back to the main point, it's just these, people that want Kamala for diversity reasons so bad, they would never go for, like, look at the way they treated Brianna Joy Gray or Nina Turner, black women, strong black women that are backers of they certainly weren't, cheering diversity for them. And they certainly would never want it, people like them to be Biden's VP. So that should tell you all you need to know. They want women, they want younger people, they want gay people, but they want them to support their vision, not ours. Let's not get it twisted.